Hey guys, I'm learning TFT and I'm sharing my learnings with you so you can learn and I can learn better as well. In this video, I'm going to go share with you a coaching session with Marcel P that we did yesterday afternoon on patch 14.6. We dive into the stats. I typically, for a new patch, will do a breakdown of this patch versus last patch and the diff. And I talk through with Marcel why certain things changed, how this shifts the meta, and we dive into kind of a little bit of a deep dive into 7 exotech. And then from there, we create a tier list for stage 1 holds as far as 1 costs, 2 costs, and 3 costs. So this is still early. The sample size on this stuff is still relatively small. We'll see if there's an A patch as well, but this should give you a general idea of how to approach the patch, at least for the initial part of it. I'm sure stuff will evolve, and I'll do my best to keep an eye on that as well. So the other thing is I am going to be playing in the Tacticians Trials this weekend. It'll be Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. I do typically stream this because my son likes to watch while I'm playing. So if you want to hop on by and hang out, while I'm playing, I probably won't be looking at comments, but in between games, I'll take a look at comments, hang out. If you want to drop by and say hi, I'd love to see you there. So, with that said, I hope you enjoy this coaching session with Marcel, where we talk about the 14.6 meta. I did this morning at 10 a.m., so still probably a small sample size. But the big ones are 7 Exotech.
Yeah, that's easily the biggest one.
And then LeBlanc actually moved a good amount. I haven't seen anyone really try it. I feel like in the right spot's probably good because all these guys got buffed.
I haven't see. I think yeah, I would need to see a bit more stats on it, seeing that it's gotten significantly better to believe that it's actually quite a bit better. I mean, it's always done okay on Cypher reroll, but usually it's like the supporting damage, and you also 3-star the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But um, or with like an artifact like Manazane specifically. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like we were talking about this 2 patches ago, and I think they buffed it last patch, and they buffed all these units again this patch.
yeah.
Okay, and then Rost improved a lot. I had a lobby with a Rost player that looked pretty insane as well. Um, and then Gragas, though Gragas, I think from a play rate standpoint, is like the highest played 3 cost, so it's like just hard to hit 1.9. I guess besides Jarvan.
Yeah, although I'm trying to think what line it's like the Elise line sometimes play, yeah, the Dynamo lines play him, and then some like every now and then there'll be a Vex player. Although I think Vex
Yeah,
is
Graves
really hard to
plays
play
it.
now. Oh, true. Yeah, yeah. Graves plays it. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's hard to play Chugbug in that sense.
Exotech, with Exotech
Yeah,
being better, yeah, it's hard to play. Cho is also buffed.
yeah,
I think Kog'Maw reroll looks pretty good.
yeah. That's the line that I'm not sure how S tier. It looks. It's been looking really good the few games I've played so far. Um,
I saw
yeah.
Weijin just played a game where he hit Annie 2, Samir 2 on 8. He did have a Nico 1, but he had, I think, both the Annie 2 and Samir 2 fully itemized, and he lost to a this Kog'Maw reroll in stage 4.
Yeah, the board seems really strong. Stage 3, 4, 5. It like starts to fall off later, but
Yeah.
if you don't get like emblems, like Boombot specifically, but yeah, because they buffed. It's unclear how much did they buff. They buffed Vanguard Shield percent, but it's not showing the. I'm looking at the patch notes. It's not showing the numbers from before. I wish we had the numbers from before. Um, Not able to see
It's,
it. I feel like it's a big deal. It's a horrible patch note. It just shows like it doesn't show what it was before. It just shows like the new numbers.
oh, I even have that listed here. Buff traits.
It's on the if you look at 14.6 patch notes, just like if you search, yeah. If you go if you control F Vanguard,
Okay.
it just shows 3 numbers.
Oh, I didn't even
And I don't know what it
go
was before.
out here.
Yeah, I'm trying to search to see what it was before, but I can't find it.
I guess it probably wasn't changed for a while, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's like a previous patch note that covers it somehow, but I don't know if one exists. But it's pretty important, I feel like, to know how big the. I'm trying to see if there's a previous patch note. 14.2 maybe. No. Oh, there. 6-piece durability. Oh, that's durability. We want the percent. That
Yeah.
we want the percent HP because that really matters for the 3-star. Like knowing like the relative mm, looking at 14.3. Yeah, I don't know if we'll find this. Mm,
Yeah. Was it in More Dogs?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know if they've changed it since then, but it probably isn't like the set overview or something. Oh, okay. I'm looking at a guide, which is likely created in April 20th,
Mhm.
and it's showing Vanguard as 1632.40.
Okay, yeah, that matches here.
Now it's what?
So up 8% on 6.
Wow, they increased it that much. Okay, I'm pretty sure this thing's really broken. They buffed it 20%. Does that sound right? Yes, right? 20%.
Yeah. Look at the trait diff by level. It's
Did they even mention that
3.8.
in a? I don't remember that being in the patch rundown. More
From
dog patch.
4.1 to 3.8. 7% win rate to
4.1 to 3.8. Yikes.
win rate
Oh,
went up by
okay, yeah,
3%.
they did buff it. Okay, yeah, it's mentioned in More Dog's patch rundown, and they buff it from 40 to 48. So 6 Vanguard is super busted. I assume that should reflect that Vanguard emblem is really good because that easily gets you to 6. Looking at the stats, no items emblem. Yeah, it's the best emblem in the game by AVP. Yeah, okay, so it's
What filter are
6
you
Vanguard.
using? Yeah.
Just diamond on tactics.tools.
Oh, okay.
I just did a quick search, yeah, tactics tools, so like just filter by emblem. But on meta, what would I do? I do items, emblem, AVP. It's it's second on meta TFT under diamond last 7 days.
Yep.
Diamond plus. Yeah, second to syndicate. Surprise syndicate is that good. They did buff 5 syndicate, I guess.
Yeah, TF reroll got a little bit better, not like a ton better.
Yeah, definitely got better. But
And
yeah, I
then
think Cog then is S tier because if you get the 6 Vanguard, your front line is probably insane. Which you
yeah,
should get to it on when you get to 8.
and
Maybe even on 7, you're meant to play it like over rapid fire if you have Rage Blade. It's possible.
yeah, maybe.
Because it's really easy to find the 6. You don't even need Leona. You have the 2-3 costs. 2-2
Right.
cost, 2-3 cost, 2-1 cost.
Where the emblem helps a lot earlier. Okay.
Yeah, you can fit it on 7 with rapid fire.
So Dynamo got hit. 7 Anima
Mhm.
also got the Dynamo nerf when you go to 9, so the cap's lower. Ashen Morgana worse, at least worse. I don't know why Cypher would be worse here.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be worse thinking about it.
It'd just
But
be low
interesting.
sample.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, otherwise, not too much is different. It seems like with these two specifically, it's just Rage Blade Slam early with Kog'Maw is like the best opener, and then you can, assuming your EXO is reasonable for Zeri, then you can angle one of these.
Yeah, I feel like Rage Blade is probably pretty good right now. Like it looks good on the so far on the line.
And then you could
The
still back up to 4-4 and Zeri MF if need be.
yeah, Rage Blade actually looks really good in the frequency to AVP um graph. I don't think it's usually that high, right? If you look at previous patch.
Yeah, it moved left by a decent amount.
Yeah. Probably because just 7 exo is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, the game that I played with Weijin was I was flexing Zeri MF and 7XO, but I mistakenly slammed a third AD item because for some reason I was thinking I was angling Zeri MF more, and I forgot I should have been flexing the Varus item third. And
Oh, I
Weijin,
actually don't know if Varus is better than I think Jin is better as your duo carry. Jin has always been like when 7 exo is busted, it's Jin that's your main duo carry because you have marksman activated for him, and then they buffed the shit out of Jin. They gave him such an insane buff. It's like 10 mana starting and 10 mana reduction. Like if you look at Jin stats, Jin 3 item 2-star on 7 exo, it's really good.
oh, okay. So I guess it depends on
It depends on
the
the
EXO
exo item,
item.
but Hyperfang is good on both, and then I think it's only Hollow Bow that's good on but even then you're not gonna fit exec, right? The main thing is you're not gonna fit exec, you're gonna fit marksman.
Oh,
And then you
interesting.
also only have to build one shred. Right? You play Varus,
Right.
you are gonna want 2 shreds. You play Jin, you have he also applies shred himself. So if you get him to like cast more and you don't have Last Whisper, you can abuse that 20%
Okay.
shred.
I guess it also depends on your item components. Like it creates more flexibility. I think in the game it was Weijin went 7 exo and I went 5 exo MF, and I think he itemized Varus over Jin, but I guess that could be an optimization that people aren't aware of yet.
I've actually heard in one of the study groups I'm in that they think itemizing for Jin is better than itemizing for Zeri. You 3 item main like primary Jin and Zeri is your leftovers, which is I don't know how real that take is, but that just goes to show like how much people are, and these are really good players, how much people are valuing Jin in this line. Like for a 2-star 2 cost 3 item to have this good stats, 4.0 3 item 2-star 2 cost is absurd.
Oh, okay.
You're also like guaranteed to have Jin 2, right? Like
Yeah, so it's
assuming
like
you have one, like you're
preserve
never gonna miss
HP.
it.
Mainly don't slam Rage Blade if you have an early Jin 2.
Yeah, I think that could be an argument is that you just jam items and then eventually, assuming it'll actually save you HP and streak you to some extent, and then eventually you find Rage Blade.
Like assuming you knew you could full streak and slam Rage Blade Krakens, then you'd probably do that. But the idea is that you would preserve more HP and generate more gold by just doing good Jin items.
Yeah.
Is Jin 2 just better than Jin 2 with 7 exo is probably just better than MF 5 exo?
Oh, I don't think it's close. I don't think you should ever play the MF variant. It's cheaper and just better because you get the extra item, which gives you stats on the whole board. I'm pretty sure 5 exo is a deadline, and it's now just you always. If they don't hotfix it, it's likely just or B patch it. It's likely just always 7 because you're
Okay.
just playing a super expensive unit for no real upside when you have so much upside. The biggest thing is they buff the HP by a lot, right? They buff the HP.
Yeah.
You're effectively like up a full augment compared to last patch. They buffed the HP by was it 70 or 60? 60
60.
per item, right? So per item, that's So now 3 item unit has 180 more HP on Mordekaiser. That's 200 HP with his bruiser. Or yeah, I guess there's no bruiser. But 180 HP on 3 units, assuming you have 3 units itemized, this is crazy.
That's like 2/3 of Cyberbulk value. Gold.
Yeah. The exo stat, and then the AS buff is 2% per. That's also like really non-trivial.
Okay, so then are you even thinking play 7 EXO if you don't have pulse stabilizer or flux capacitor? If you just have hyper fangs and two like tank ones, you could just
Oh, I think
play
it's worth. I think that's good. Yeah, I think just hyperfangs into. I think the worst one you could find is probably Hollow Bow plus
Holobow
2.
Cyber Coil.
Yeah, Hollow Bow is just the reverse of patch of the cup one, where like you don't want to see Hollow Bow now in any
Yeah.
of your. Yeah, you just don't. I don't want zero hollow, and then Cyber Coil is still. I don't know why they refuse to buff this item. It's been dead literally the whole set. They
Okay.
buffed it once, I think, but it was a minimal
I mean,
buff.
I guess I assume that they need to have some shit item to like not have you force it every game.
Mm. I feel like it's horrible. This I feel like they should be good on different units, or so there should be something
Yeah.
viable between them. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now it's just 7 is just overtuned, and I'm still not sure how the best way to angle this line because um it's no secret that it's really strong right now, and so I don't think it's underplayed. The few games I've played, it's like 2 to 3 way every game.
Yeah.
So I don't. The issue with this line is that item augments are very good for it because again, you scale off items. Like it'd be really nice to itemize Sedge, Jin, Mord, and Zeri, but um, but then if you take item augments, how are you going to hit if there are 2 other people playing it?
Yeah. Especially since now the gold has been decreased and items have been increased, so you want to angle probably more gold now onto one.
To some extent, yeah. It's probably something like econ into item, something like that. It depends, I guess, how much streak potential you have and how contested you likely are.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
Oh,
and
I will
then
say I do think that this comp is very viable
like
like even 3 way.
2-way, 3-way.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
even 3 way because you're stable. You're likely like stable enough on Jin 2 Mord 2. The main reason being your stability points in the 2 and 3 costs are very easy to hit. You all 4 contesters can hit Jin 2 Mord 2, such that you just need 1 copy of Zeri and in fact you can even miss on Zeri and you're still like not dead because you have 7 exo with Varus and Nefiri.
I mean, if you use that logic that you can play 3 to 4-way contested because you're primarying Jin 2 or 2,
Mhm.
then that makes gold a little bit less valuable. Because
Yeah, I think
especially
to
if
some
it's
extent.
4-way contested, like basically nobody's gonna hit like Zeri 2, Sedge 2, so then you're better off taking items.
Better combat. Yeah, combat in the form of items. Yeah, I agree with that. It just depends how many way contested you are, and like I mean, you'll definitely lose to Zeri too, but if you're carrying Jin 2. But I mean, if someone's carrying Jin 2 and Zeri 2, you lose. But I mean, an expectation if it's in a 3-way, you won't face that, so you don't have to force yourself to take augments to hit it, I guess.
Okay. Okay, so I should just not play this one. All right.
And I think if you really are like desperately like needing board stability and you're missing um Zeri for sure. Like you could probably even stabilize on like Jin Varus. I think your cap is super fucked if you do that, but like that's why I think this comp is likely 3 to 4 wayable.
Yeah. And then so now like the AP lines just aren't as good. Like this Fast 9 Dynamo Elise doesn't look as good. Um Strat Amp was not touched, right? Where is that? Oh,
Yeah,
here.
it was not. They buffed Echo. I think it's a little worse on stage 4 because you lose now. You lose on stage 4 to You can easily lose to the cog boards, and you can also lose to a zeri board that hits everything.
Yeah.
You can also lose to Graves 3 if they hit on stage 4. So it's that was the case already last patch,
Mhm.
but I think it's a little riskier to play this way when you don't have like infinite gold. I think with infinite gold it's still fine. You'll hit Samira and you'll hit Zach, but if you are like playing from like not infinite gold, it's quite a bit riskier.
Yeah. So like all the
I'm
fast
not
9
sure.
lines, given
Yeah,
less gold, are not as ideal.
I'm not sure what you're meant to open into now. Actually, if you're like completely weak opener, um, yeah, it's unclear. Maybe it's possible that open at the 7 exo is fine, but I'm not sure.
Because now bow is going to be super contested, right?
You only really need. Well, yeah, I guess ideally you're Rage Blade Kraken. So yeah, I guess bow is quite contested.
And
More
LW.
than it's also contested for Cog. Yeah, Last Whisper. I think Last Whisper is a lot lower priority. I think it's almost impossible to make Last Whisper in this comp
Yeah.
because Jin already has Shred, and then you want all your bows to be those items, right?
Hmm.
So you're likely and because your tanks are pretty tanky and like items, you don't mind double tank. I think even Shroud on either the Mord or the Sedge.
Right. Also, don't understand why 6 Golden Ox win rate fell so much. I guess that also
Oh,
speaks to
they
the
nerfed it, right? They nerfed 6
EXO.
Golden Ox directly. They
Oh,
nerfed
right,
it.
right, right. 6 Gox, okay.
Yeah, they nerfed the amp by a tiny bit.
Right, okay. Yeah, so now the highest cap is like Fast, Fast 9, Urgot, Fast 9, Dynamo, Graves, and Gox.
Amp still, yeah, it's just harder to get there. I think with Infinite Goldies, you're still way better than Zeri, but it's more so that your stage 4 becomes scary. But if
Yeah.
you get to the actual board, like you'll clear Zeri. Unless it's like little, if it's like little buddies Zeri, then it's scary even in the end game.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I assume things like climb the ladder and little buddies are also like, while item augments are very good, when you have enough items, those stuff tend to be extremely good in these verticals. Climb the ladder, little buddies, pair of 4s can probably get you 2 to 3 Sejuani casts.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah.
I put together this augment list for 7XO a while ago. I don't know if there's anything else.
Let me see. Item collectors, yeah, extremely good. Pumping up good, but I think items are better. But I mean, you're not that unhappy taking it probably unless you're like so many way contested. Bulky is good. Yeah, climb ladder good. Trade tracker very good. Item collector, the
So
gold.
Overheal was
Cyber is
nerfed, right?
probably. Yeah, I don't know yet how good this is. Yeah,
Move
unclear.
this here for now.
Sure. Cyber is probably untakeable still, is my guess. That's the one that gives you one item, right? I think it's like never take.
Okay. It's like,
Just plus one item for a gold augment is insane. And literally nothing else.
oh.
Yeah, I don't know why they kept this in the game still. They said they would remove it, but they didn't. Uh Big grab bag, yeah, very good. Bulky, good. Epitaph, yeah. Little buddies is like SS. I think I would put things like a epitaph, even like pumping up 1 and 2. Because I feel like generally you want to either start with like also I guess Pandora's is okay. I don't know. I probably put Pandora's at like B. That's my guess for this line. Just
I
because
guess this lets you win streak into it, right? Especially if you're going to tempo around Jin.
yeah, but I feel like you lose to everyone else that has actual combat
Hmm.
augments and on stage 4. The other stuff looks pumping up. I'd also put at A, pumping up 3. What does Exotech Crown give you? Ginsu. Oh, that sounds pretty good. That sounds very good. You can also fit like Kabuko on 8. It's probably the best ad, or like a Aurora or a Viego. Any of
Pretty much
those.
all the 5 costs are good in this line, right?
Yeah, Garen. You can marksman your Zeri. Renekton you can't really fit because you're 3. You can play him, but it's just 3. Yeah, you can fit literally all of them. I guess that's true, except for
Mira.
Samira. Yeah, even Urgot if you're like you can play him for a few rounds if you want to farm some stuff potentially.
Yeah. Okay. Binary airdrop. Any other black market ones? They don't. I don't think they support this in this tier list, so I didn't make.
Oh yeah, I think binary airdrop is really good. Um, what else is good in the block? Let me look. Augment. Scroll down.
Well, I guess also Spirit Link, given you have so much HP.
Yeah, I can see Spirit Link being good. Yeah. Scales your HP. There's a lot of good stuff, dang. I'm still looking. Mm, Zoom share the spotlight is also pretty good because it just giving a bunch of stats to units that are all itemized is good. Share the spotlight. I don't know if it's S, but it's probably like at least A. It's very takeable.
Oh, again at these.
Oh, Titanic strength is probably okay in this line. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, that doesn't sound worth the prismatic. Never mind. Even though you have a lot of HP, but yeah, I think that's it.
It's called the Chaos good with this line.
Let's see. XP not amazing. 3-star 3 costs pretty good actually. Zeke's very good. Hull Crusher's good. TG's
The emblems are
fine.
all good. Let's get a ton of items.
Emblems good. Yeah, it's probably quite good. Assuming you can use econ. I think if you're in a spot where you've already taken econ, it becomes a little suspicious because then you're just like a bunch of gold with nowhere to go. But yeah. You can also end up with a few too many. If like the triple TG is almost like too many items, right? Because then you're gonna be TGing a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing in the world though.
The
TG Jin,
putting
TG Fury.
Fury and because they count as 2
Right,
items
Jack.
each, right?
Yeah. It's not amazing. It's not the worst thing in the world. I think when you get the TG.
All right. Unit tiers then.
Yeah.
So I have. All right, given. Let me actually put these side by side.
Oh, I think he hold Jax now because of like even though like he's kind of mid as a unit, I think you have to hold him now if you're playing into Exo. Like he's
Put it
almost
up
like
here.
S. Yeah, I think so. I think when the comp is just busted, you just play the unit because you save so much econ by playing the units on your board. Otherwise, you'd have to either make them eventually, which is impossible some games, or hold them on bench, which is really hard. Yeah, this looks good. Vi, Kog'Maw, Silas, Alistar. Yeah. Ghana, Poppy, Mundo.
You just like move all these down lower.
Oh, I like Kindred higher. Sorry, I like Shaco higher. I still think Shaco is both like pretty good as an item holder for AD, and you can still reroll him. I think Kindred is more A. I don't think Poppy is like I think Poppy C is fine. Yeah.
Like if you're holding Jax, you're gonna hold Poppy, right?
Yeah, he's just not. Oh, I guess there's Poppy Hero Augment, which is really good. Okay, I'll probably put Poppy at B, given all things considered. Mundo B, Morgana. I don't know if Morgana is B. I feel like Morgana is still very good.
Like if you're playing Morg, you're, I guess you're
I think Elite
angling.
Prom is still good. Elite Prom is still very good.
Okay.
Is my impression. And she is easily the best AP item holder. Like if you have a Morgana pair with like literally any AP item slam, I feel like Elise Promise is still a good EV line to play.
Okay. And it'll be less contested now.
Yeah, I am even tempted to put Morgana in S. They didn't change. They only nerfed Dynamo, right?
Yeah.
And Morgana also helps you carry your Jin eventually. I think Morgana is still S, to be
Okay.
honest. And like if you get natural a bunch, she even unlocks a comp, right? You can even play Morgana reroll.
Yeah, although the stats for that don't look very good anymore.
I think it'd be very hard to hit the Sedge is the issue.
Yeah.
I think this comp is extremely good when you have
Lighting.
Pandora's Bench.
Oh,
Pandora's
okay.
Bench. Very specifically Pandora's Bench.
Like if you
Obviously
can
like
tempo it.
the other not you wouldn't really like push levels with it. Like you would still reroll everything, but
Oh, I mean
it
like try to
guarantees
win streak as opposed to lose streak with it. Because before you couldn't get any tiers. I guess now you might be able to get tiers even if you're win streaking because everyone's angling bows now.
yeah. I just think more so like if I had like several Morganas, one tier, and Pandora's Bench, I would just take it and play it. The reason the Pandora's Bench is so good at this is you guarantee all your higher. You get so much value out of that augment. It feels like a gold or a prismatic augment. Gets you to hit your one costs, and then eventually lets you hit Sedge, and then eventually it lets you hit Renekton and Aurora, all of which are like insane spikes.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you hit Aurora, it also allows you to find Kabuko to throw in. So Pandora's Bench is just like it's like I think it makes his comp like almost S tier if you have Pandora's Bench.
Okay. How about these three down here?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think the gorilla line is just like you needed so many items. It can be viable, but yeah, I think this is fair.
Okay. Costs.
Two costs. Yeah, I think Graves is S, LeBlanc
Move Jin
S.
up then.
I think so. Yeah, I think Jin should be S. Skarner is probably close to S if we're considering Cog. This is like a Cog check, I think. You hold
Yeah.
Skarner if you have Cog and like Cog items. And I think for similar reason, Rost is also S. If you're because they also buffed the shit out of Rost.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like his cast heals so much now. I don't, but I'm pretty sure Vayne is D. But
Okay.
why is Vayne so hard?
I just
Or do
put it
you
as
just
a
default?
rage blade
Gotcha.
holder.
Oh, I see. I don't think you would ever play Vayne into Zeri because your board is so expensive, and then I think you could like Cog into Zeri, but like your board goes so far away from the Zeri
Mm.
board.
Okay.
Um,
Like TF, you can
like,
still kind of play into Zeri.
yeah, I just don't believe in him as an early game unit, but
Okay, so you have him lower too.
yeah, I probably have him in like C. I feel like TF I don't really value.
All right, then this is probably lower too.
Yeah, I think Darius is unless the Darius buff is actually meaningful, which I don't know if it is. I think Ilawi is actually quite like a really good unit. I probably put him at A. And the Fury is A just for being an exotech unit. Yeah, Shyvana's trash. Vhagar trash. I think this is good.
Okay, and then 3 costs.
Galio, Draven always S. Mordekaiser definitely S. After that,
Are you seeing Senna with Rageblade Slam as viable early?
yeah, I think so. The Rage Blade change definitely made it a good item on her now. Um, I think I think 3 costs are a lot easier to justify as an item holder into a different line than a 2 cost. Interestingly enough, because the 2 cost is like too weak at 1 star and too expensive at 2 star, whereas like a 3 cost is like basically a 2 star 1 cost and the same cost.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Senna's fine as a Zeri item holder potentially. I'm not sure how good Varus is. as an item holder. I know he's like he enables exo, but he's expensive, and then we're not even really itemizing him. So I'm not sure where to put him. To be honest, they did buff him, so it's possible that you can actually item hold him and play various items.
I guess it
But I'm not
depends
sure.
on your exo item, but if assuming you get Varus, usually it'll be pretty straightforward to get 3 exo in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I can see him at A. Sure. Yeah, I think A is a very reasonable. I think Jarvan's quite high. Yeah, Jarvan's like A or even S, I would say, because of
Like if you have Graves.
Graves. Yeah, and he's just a really good unit. Gragas, yeah, I agree. A is very good. You can tempo with Graves, with Alistar. You can if you get a Mordekaiser with Gragas, it's insane. I think Elise
Still
is
S
Elise
or
really just A? Yeah, I feel like Elise is still so good. I at worst she's high A. At best she's low S. I'm not sure.
the Dynamo nerf was minus
It's
much
-1 mana
on each tier.
yeah, and so -2 on Elise on Dynamo units because they double it.
Oh
But
right.
I don't. I think Elise is still really
I
good.
mean that's a pretty big deal, right? Like was it Cyber the mana one at gold is like 3 mana per attack?
Yeah, so it's like a third of that per second. Yeah, per proc.
Okay, so somewhere around there.
I guess high A is fine. Yeah, I just think she's the only. The reason why I really value Elise is that she gives you such guaranteed placements. It's not even that, like she's because she's a really good unit. And your HP is guaranteed to be good, assuming you have like any frontline and any AP item slam. You're guaranteed like 80 HP by stage 4, which is crazy.
Right. So now it's only Morg 2 and Elise are like your only viable AP lines, and otherwise you're full opening into like Strat Amp, which seems much more or less, far less consistent than it was in the past.
Well, that was the case last patch as well. That hasn't changed. Elise and Morg are the only AP tempo have been the only two AP tempo
Yeah, I
holders.
guess I'm saying Strat Amp seems far less consistent. So it's like if you're gonna go AP, you kind of need a really good Strat Amp spot compared to before.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
agree with that.
and so now like there's just fewer ways to get into AP.
Yeah. Every now and then I have seen Yumi win streak. You basically play her as if she's Elise. And with instead of having Dynamo units, you have like Nefiri and Nidalee. So that's something to watch out for if you want the tempo. I think that line is still best played into Elise, but and it's kind of hard to pivot it, but you kind of just make do because if you're trying to play like a mixed streak AP line, which can have good EV and like typically it's like if you look around, the lobby's pretty weak. You have a Yumi and you have like Rod tier opener or tier bow, and you jam your Archangel or Void Staff and you just play you like 4 win stage 2, which is usually pretty good.
What's your front line in that case? Nitro?
Nidalee too.
Oh,
Nidalee
just
too, and then you can play Nitro. It's just whatever. Like you can be Nidalee too, and then Echo, and then that's your front line, right?
oh, that's good enough to streak stage 2.
If you have a with AP items in Yumi, she's pretty strong. You have like
Okay.
Archangel or Void Staff. Nidalee 2, Yumi 1, and Echo plus like random filler like Nefiri. Yeah, in a weak lobby, you'll probably get 4 wins.
The challenge is like we're tiering like Nidalee. I guess Nefiri's here, but like
Oh
if
yeah, I don't think this is like something you would. I'm just mentioning it as like it's not something you should miss. It's a free
okay.
way in some games to get a like a like a 90 HP by 3-2 kind of game,
So
which
that's like
is
if you happen to already have Nidalee too and you have a Yumi. Or you have a Yumi and you happen to be holding the Nidalee. I guess it's more so if you get this out of the orb, then you should be more
yeah,
likely to hold Nidalee.
yeah, exactly. If you get your
Okay.
opening orb, you have Rod, and you find Nidalee's in your first shop. All of a sudden, Nidalee is now not C tier.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you are able to streak, you are still likely angling that into Elise, but you
Uh,
can do Strat Amp.
yeah, yeah. I think it depends how long your streak lasts and the augments that you get. I think the ideal way to play this would be like you 5 win stage 2 into like Cypher stage 3 or like forward thinking stage 3. That would be
Mhm.
the best way to play this into any.
Okay. So you'd put
Because then
UV here.
your cipher stage 3 gets you rich and or at least good resources, and then you have HP to spare.
Hmm. Okay. How about these guys?
Braum Jinx, I think I guess Jinx pairs with Jin, which is the best 2 costs right now, but I don't think Jinx is that good. Yeah, I guess B is fine. And then Braum. Oh, Braum pairs to all the Vanguards. I would say Braum is high B, if not even low A. Yeah. Assuming he's good if you're trying to tempo. That's it. If you're not trying to tempo, you definitely just sell this guy off.
And that's
But yeah.
generally true for the 3 costs, right?
If they fit like Bragas and Braum both fit like good units. They pair up with good units as well. But yeah, I think Fiddle Rengar D tier is correct.